The Cobra Kai Season 6 production has been halted due to the writer's strike. Today, I go to the picket lines at Fox Studios and talk with Cobra Kai creators Jon Hurwitz.
Season 6 is going to be amazing.
Josh Heald.
Anything you love about Cobra Kai is going to be in Season 6.
And Hayden Schlossberg.
Does Terry Silver get out of jail? Do you want me to answer that?
And some incredible actors, including Alicia Hannah-Kim.
About the biggest, baddest season yet.
Page Keller and Thomas Ian Griffith.
As far as Cobra Kai, I'm trying to get some info out of these guys. They're all here.
So stick around because they all had amazing things to share and you won't want to miss it.
Hey everyone, this is Ken Cole coming to you from the Fox Studio lot where there's a strike happening, a picket line for the writer's strike. And today we're going to talk to some of the creative writers behind Cobra Kai and some of the cast who are here to support the writers. So let's see what they have to say. With me is Jon Hurwitz, one of the co-creators of Cobra Kai. It's an honor to be here. And Jon, so I know a lot of fans are wondering what's going on, like what is the strike? You know, why are writers striking right now? And what would you say to fans?
First of all, I would say to fans, thank you for your love and support of Cobra Kai. We love this show as much as you do. We're eager to get back to it, and Season 6 is going to be amazing. We hate to have a little break from it right now. It's not just about us, it's about the industry as a whole. As the times have changed in the last 20 years or more, when there's new media, when there were DVDs, there was, the studios had to figure out how they're continuing to pay people for their work. With streaming, it's a whole elevated way where, you have a show, you put a whole team of people works really, really hard on it for a long time. It used to be that you make money up front, you make some money, down the road as well as it's re-aired. Every time you would see a rerun of a sitcom on television, a writer would get paid, actors would get paid, people in the industry who put their blood, sweat, and tears into the project, they would all get paid. Over and over again, when it would go on DVD, they would get paid. Everybody was making money as the studios made money. What's going on right now, which has been the problem, is with streaming in particular, a show's on there, and they have a very low-level model in which people, creators, writers, performers, everybody has a limit to how much they can make, while the streamers themselves are making constant money, constant subscribers, constant people watching the show. So a show like Cobra Kai, which you guys have made a giant hit, the studios are making money forever on it. But, the rest of us who've worked really hard on it end up kind of high and dry in the long run. And it's not about looking for more money than you would typically get in the past. It's really just making the business be similar to how it was in the past, where if you're contributing something that's making people money, then you see the money as well. So that's one element of it. But that's just one of the major issues that are being talked about in the writer's strike. Beyond that, there's concerns about AI, for example. That's something that you've probably heard about. And, AI is coming. There's no secret with that. But people at the studios are looking for any way to pay people less and to have greater ownership of things. So there's talk of internally at a studio, they have come up with an idea and they have AI do the early drafts of stuff so that the studio owns the property. There's no creator involved, and then they hire one or two writers to come in and sort of polish up work that, that the machine is doing. And, we don't have our heads in the sand. We recognize that there's constant progress in society and technology, but you're not making a show like Cobra Kai with AI. You need a group of writers in a room. You need people who are creating it, and then you need people who are a group of writers working with each other to add that complexity that people fall in love with. The fresh storylines, the more sophisticated elements of the story that keep people coming back. Those are things that are a lot harder for a machine to do. So, that's one of the elements that we're fighting for, to keep the job of a screenwriter there. So when my children, if they want to be screenwriters in the future, or anyone's children, that it's still an opportunity. It's still something that isn't just a limited job for limited people. Oh, who do we got here? Oh, wow. Come on in here. Come on in here. 1 second.
Hello. Hi. How's it going?
So some of you may recognize Alicia from the show. She's much friendlier in person than Kim Da-Eun is on the show. I don't know if you've met Ken Cole.
Haven't yet. Wonderful to meet you. Yes, amazing performance. Amazing.
Sebastian Roché. I'm the husband. But he's also an amazing actor and a big supporter of everything we're doing. And it's not just about the WGA, it's about STAG.
No, it really is about, really supporting our sister unions. It's always unbelievably important to support our unions. And without the writers, we wouldn't do anything. The word is the most important, then come the actors, then the directors.
The director's word, well, the director's been done. No, I'm with you. So this is Ken does a lot of content for the Cobra Kai community.
Yes. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's amazing to cover such an amazing show. So,
Gosh, big brain, man.
Yes.
Awesome, bro. I'll let you guys continue there.
Thank you. Thanks for saying hi. Bye. So, John, let me ask you. A lot of fans, they see the show, they love the show. They see the amazing performances. They see the amazing stunt sequences. But what is it that a writer does for a show like Cobra Kai?
Okay, so this is a really good question because, I keep up with the fandom a little bit, and I know that there was, concern about like their filming, and people were excited that they're filming still without us there.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, not only are we creating the show in the writer's room and working with our writers in the writer's room, but every single day in production, all day long, we're working on improving what's on the page, collaborating. There's the magic that happens on set when it's not just the writers and the directors and the actors. Everyone on the team is swimming in the same direction. We're all collaborating. It's our costume designer, Frank Helmer, comes and he's like, I got this great idea for a t-shirt that has this on it.
Right.
And we as the writers are contributing and tweaking a lot, the words on one of Dimitri's shirts or something like that. Or we're on set every time we're filming a scene. There will be a rehearsal at first. And pretty much every single scene that we've ever done on the show, we'll watch a rehearsal, we'll be there, we'll come up with an extra line. We'll be like, that line isn't working right. Let's adjust the line a little bit. Sometimes some improv happens there and we're making adjustments to the script. Every single day, we're usually collaborating with our actors who are coming up with questions and things like that and saying, hey, maybe we do a little something here. I'm feeling this. What's the intent here? Could I say this? Or I want this to be clear, and then we come up with something. And we're constantly issuing new drafts of the scripts throughout production. Now, that's not to say I'm not trying to scare everybody. Episode 1, which is filmed in season 6, is going to be great. It's going to be fine. It's an episode that we all put a lot of focus into. We were there prepping with Joel, who was directing for us. We prepped with the department heads because all that was right before the strike. They filmed without us. It was a tough thing. All the actors on set, it was tough for them. It was tough for Joel. Worst case scenario, we watched the episode and we're trying to piece it together in the editing room and we're missing something. We'll pick things up. We'll fix it. Anything that's not working, we'll be able to fix in the long run. But that worked for one episode. Why we were thrilled for them to shut down after that was because if you keep making more and more episodes and you don't have writers on set, then you're in a situation where there's more problems that could go on. And then suddenly it's like, I don't need 1 day of reshooting or additional photography. Now I need 3. Now I need 6. And that's a lot of money that goes into the production's budget. And then when we come out on the other side of this, they're going to be like, okay, you have your budget. And now we're in a situation where they've lost a bunch of money and now we have to spend a lot more money on this and that, which makes the show worse in the long run, because if we're spending money on reshoots, then we're not spending money on other things that would make the show better. So a writer's job is not just in the writer's room. It's not just the scripts. It's every single decision that gets made on the show. For Hayden, Josh, and I as the showrunners, we're making hundreds of decisions a day. And they're things that when they were filming that first episode, we were not making those decisions. And he would speak to, when they finished filming, we were speaking to Joel, and it's like, it was tough for him. We're speaking to the actors. It was tough for them because there were times where they would typically come to us. And these are all people who worked on the show for a while, and we trust them, and we know that they made the best decision they could. But it's no substitute for the collaboration of writers and the entire team on a television series.
Wow, wonderful. Well, so we know we're on pause right now with the season 6. What would you say to fans right now as far as there being a delay when it's actually released, and then also how worth it will be for that wait to happen?
Well, first of all, we don't know what the delay is going to be yet. That's something that we'll find out when the strike is over. None of us want to be striking. Let's be very clear. As fun as this is, we get to see a lot of our friends walking by. We got a pretzel truck today, and there's a camaraderie that you enjoy here. But that's all. We're all like, using this as a distraction from our sorrows, because right now we're not doing what we love doing. What we live for is making the show and making the content that we do. None of us want to be here, but it's worth it because it's worth it for us and worth it for the fans, because not only will it lead to better content on Cobra Kai going forward as the writers all get back, but greater content, motivated writers who are able to earn a living. Like, if you're not able to earn a living, then you're not going to have as many people writing good content. You're not going to have as many people who could pursue these jobs going forward.
Right.
So, it's about the livelihood of the people who are commuting and contributing to the work that you love. Now, it will be worth the wait. When we are finished, we've been already working in the writer's room. We've planned our season in the broad strokes. We have several outlines. We have several scripts. We have lots planned, and our brains never turn off. We're always thinking about where things are going to go on the other side of it. And as soon as we're done with the strike, we'll get back at it, and it's going to have a motivated, excited, unified group of people who feel like they're putting in the work and being appreciated for the work that they're doing.
That's absolutely amazing, and I can't wait. I know I can't wait, and I want to thank you so much for answering these questions. And I know it means a lot to all the fans, and I know we're with you. We know how good the show is. We know how important it is to have amazing content, and so thank you for talking with us.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for being here. No mercy.
No mercy. I am here with Sensei Kim herself, Alicia Hannah-Kim. Thank you so much for talking to us today. We're here in this picket line for the WGA, the Writers Guild. So tell us about why you're here today and why it's so important for everyone to see what's going on.
I'm here to support Team Cobra, I think.
I'm here to support.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Thomas Ian Griffith.
Support Thomas. I'm here to support Thomas with Paul's Anatomy Universe. No, I'm here because, it's really important. Our show obviously is halted production because of the strike, and our showrunners are out here, our writers are out here, and so it's really important for our show to come together in solidarity, and I hope that we can get a resolution to the situation. It's really unsustainable and untenable for all the workers, to be on the street and having to picket. So I'm hoping that we're able to move forward as soon as possible. But until then, we're here like a sign, we're here with a t-shirt.
Well, now you did such an amazing job playing Sensei Kim in season 5. We were introduced to her. What can you say about that experience so far? And can you tease anything about what's to come in season 6?
The experience was incredible. I mean, I think any fan of Cobra knows how iconic and fun this show is. And also, behind the scenes how warm everybody is on set. And so the minute that I got there, I was embraced, and that was really, it was exciting or thrilling. And then obviously Kim Da-Eun is a really extreme person to play, which is fun because just get to live out all of your darkest emotions on set.
Right.
I really enjoyed it. And what's to come? I don't know if I can say a lot, but I was just telling you that it's going to be really big. I think that fans will be really satisfied. I know that the showrunner will try putting together the biggest, baddest season yet. And I've seen a little bit of what's to come, so I'm excited. But
That's great. And then we saw him briefly. Thomas Ian Griffith just said hi.
Yes.
What was that like? Because the two of you were such a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
What was that like working with him?
We had the most fun. I mean, he's like the loveliest, most delightful person, as you just saw. I think it's really funny that we're so sort of evil on screen, and then behind the scenes we're just like two little marshmallows,
Right.
just like swishing around in the corner, being sweet. So, it's an honor to work with someone that's so venerated in the universe, and people will love his character. There's a lot of history. I think it's also really interesting as a performer to play someone you played 30 years ago, and then you're back here and exploring that storyline still. I think that is unique, to making this, try to keep it going.
Yes. Well, on that note, have you thought about the possibility that you may play Sensei Kim in the future as well?
I would love to. I always make myself available and be available to play this character. I don't know if I can even articulate how fun it is. And the showrunners created somebody that was incredibly powerful and empowering, but also really fun to play. There's a lot to unravel with her, and she's got a lot of problems, which we'll delve into in the reading season. So yeah, I would always be available to play if I can. I love her. She's crazy. She has great hair.
She does.
Better than me. She's really extreme pattern stuff.
Yes.
Travel in private jet, which is not climate friendly. I wasn't too pleased with that. Yeah, no, I love her.
That's wonderful. Well, Alicia Hannah-Kim, thank you so much for talking today, and we're all so looking forward to seeing you in the future on Cobra Kai. So.
Coming out and covering the strike. Of course. It's important that fans know why the show has hit the production and why we're out here.
Yes. Goodbye. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
So much.
All right, everyone. I am here with Cobra Kai co-creator Josh Heald. Josh, it is amazing to have you here.
Good to see you.
We're here at the writer's strike. We're here in front of the Fox Studios, and I was wondering if you could kind of give your perspective on the strike, what this means for TV shows that we love like Cobra Kai, and what it means for the Cobra Kai show.
We kind of all knew this strike was coming for a while. It felt, the drumbeat was there that this was a generational strike that needed to happen. It was a generational negotiation, I should say. Like, the strike felt inevitable, and now we're here, and it was, I guess, because what needs to happen is the contracts that the writers get need to kind of match the work that's being done. The contracts that exist, the template for how writers are employed and treated is something that might be familiar if you're making, Three's Company back in 1981, but doesn't really make sense if you're writing a 6-episode, limited series for Netflix in 2023. So, the Writers Guild is really just after a fair contract that acknowledges how episodes are made, how long it takes to make them, how writers are compensated, and how writers can make a career out of it. And so it doesn't turn into a job gig that people aren't sure if they could stay in the profession. So it's necessary. I hope the two sides can experience some movement, both, in a positive direction, and get back to the table and end it.
So as far as writing in the Cobra Kai series, how integral are writers to the show itself? I know a lot of people think, you kind of maybe write ahead of time and then you go shoot it. Like, what is that process like for Cobra Kai?
We're writing constantly on Cobra Kai. I mean, we have an initial script that, either we will write or somebody in our writer's room will write. That script goes through multiple drafts before production, during pre-production, then a given episode, while you're making an episode and you're rehearsing and you're seeing things on the day. You might change something significantly that not only change something for that scene, but will change something and have a ripple effect through other scripts. So it's crucial for a highly serialized show like ours to have writers, not just in a writer's room period, but through production to be able to track these changes, pitch fixes. Sometimes you lose a location, you have an actor who gets sick, who can't be part of the show anymore, and the show needs to still continue on and make sense. And without a writer there, you really are just beholden to this script that no longer matches the situation. So, I mean, that's kind of what the reality of making a serialized show is now versus making a traditional broadcast sitcom, where it was more, here are 3 sets, here are 5 actors, here is the situation of the week. and your final script might have joke changes, dialogue changes, but not massive changes that carry over into the next episode. It's kind of like you're writing an ongoing movie that is happening in real time. So the writing is and has always been a crucial element.
Now, people have talked about AI. It's exploded over the past 6 months. How much of a threat do you think that is to the profession of writing?
I see AI as a interesting tool that both the writers can use, the studios can use, but it's a tool. It's something that can be suggestive. It's something that might suggest a marketing plan for how to launch a season. It's something that might suggest a storyline or an idea or a genesis of something to look at AI and say, this is how we are going to tell stories, really doesn't make any kind of sense. I'll use one of my own movies as an example, A Hot Tub Time Machine. I don't think AI would necessarily just come up with Hot Tub Time Machine. I think if you asked AI now to write a Josh Field style feature film, it would take elements of that because AI has to pull from somewhere. But unless people want just derivative material that is regurgitated type of content based on everything that's come before and nothing absolutely brand new, then I would say you need writers. You need the genesis of an original idea. And I don't think AI is showing an original idea. I think it's showing the ability to mimic what is out there based on material that's available. And it's always more beautiful to bring something to life than to create something in a lab.
Absolutely. Now, we know that season 6 is coming, and there may be a bit of a wait. What would you say to fans as far as like maybe a tease for season 6?
It's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of karate. It's going to be a lot of kicking and punching. All the things you love. I mean, anything you love about Cobra Kai is going to be in season 6. Any storyline you're hoping to see resolved will most likely be resolved in a way that is satisfying and thrilling, and there's going to be a lot more surprises to come along the way as well. The first season was our most important season in terms of recreating the Karate Kid universe, creating the language of what the Cobra Kai universe is. The last season for any given series is equally important. You have to bring this large jumbo jet in for a landing that there's other landings to look at in terms of, how shows end and how they go out. This one has to make sense for this universe, but it also has to be original as well. And it's going to be a really fun experience making it. It's going to be an even more fun experience watching it with everybody when it comes out. And I just can't wait to get out of, this strike and have a fair deal so we can get back to the writer's room and keep writing it.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Josh, so much for joining me today on the picket lines in front of Fox Studios. We hope that an agreement can be reached as soon as possible.
Thanks, Ken. Strike hard.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a huge surprise for you today, huge surprise for me, is being able to talk to Thomas Ian Griffith and Mary Page Keller. Amazing. I can't believe the talent that I'm in the middle of right now. This is absolutely incredible. It's great to have you here. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk directly to fans about what's happening today and why this is important. If you enjoy watching scripted entertainment, why is this important?
It's an important time in our industry. A change is necessary. It's not that we want to do this. We all want to be either writing or actors doing the show. It's something that it's a necessity right now to get fair wages, especially for the mid-level writers, to help them learn to be able to go up on set and grow as producers. These are all things that just will make the shows we watch that much better. So that's what we're really fighting. And hopefully it'll be resolved soon, then we'll get a better deal.
Yeah, and for the writers, the creatives, just across the board, it's kind of existential. There's not a single aspect of this industry that isn't dreamed of and born out of a storytelling, because of love for storytelling, and that just needs to be respected and honored. So it feels like it's time to...
Now's the time to support artists, to really embrace them, because that's the unifying force. That's the beauty of what we do. on their television or movies or music or whatever it is. It brings people together. It's like, right now, let's not try to cheapen that. Let's embrace it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad I get to speak to both of you because you're both such talented actors as well as writers. And how important is great writing for great acting?
Essential.
Yeah.
It's we're in all
Yeah.
that. We've been actors, our whole adult lives, and we've been writers for the last 15, 20 years. And it's like, it's the most important step of the process for us because that's where your imagination runs free. You create these characters, and then when the actors come and bring it to life, and the whole crew and set designers and directors is so collaborative. It's such a beautiful art form.
And it begins on the page. It begins on the page.
You have to have that great blueprint.
What is your hope going forward? And I don't know if you're able to talk because I know SAG just authorized the strike vote. Just the moment we're in right now, and and Thomas, you mentioned this is the moment to support artists. What does this mean in terms of even people talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and how that could impact art?
We're not trying to stop AI. We're just trying to make sure it's used in the right way in terms of creating content or protecting actors. That's why we have such incredible support out here today and at all the studios we've been to, where the actors are really uniting the writers. Because I think as a force, as an entity, will have the power to make it the proper change.
Absolutely. And so tell us a little bit about, so collectively we're working on at least 2 projects right now. Virgin River, which I know fans really are going to be interested in checking out, and then also a tease on Cobra Kai Season 6.
All right, well, we were right on Season 5 that they just announced on Netflix that will be coming out in the fall. After we came on Virgin River, we were part of a great writing team for that. And we were
just starting the room for Season 6, and we just gotten a few scripts done, and we're really hoping to go back soon. We have what we really feel like is going to be a great season.
But yeah, it's going to be a really season 5. I think you'll love. Season 6 is going to be great. As far as Cobra Kai, I'm trying to get some info out of these guys. They're all here.
I know. They're all very tight-lipped.
What's going on?
You don't know.
Is there a place for Terry Silver in that world?
Come on. Come on.
There's a large contingent of fans that are very much want to #save Silver.
I love it.
We're on Terry's side.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to say to the fans, it's been such a blessing to come back to acting with that role. It was full circle, the first movie role I ever did, 29 years old. So it's just been a joy, and the fans are literally the best in the world. They're just incredible.
No doubt.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Number one fan.
Oh,
The best.
that is an honor. That is an honor. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, best of luck. Wow, that was incredible. How wonderful. Just, to be acknowledged as a fan, Terry Silver fan, by Thomas Ian Griffith and Mary Page Keller. That's incredible. All right, everyone, I am here with Hayden Schlossberg, co-creator of Cobra Kai. Genius. I think all you guys are fans of Terry Silver, but Hayden is a special fan. So we have a kinship here amongst you, all you Terry Silver fans out there. So Hayden, let's talk about Cobra Kai Season 6.
Right. What do you want to know? I'm not like the other guys.
Okay, all right. So
ask away.
Okay, very good. Does Terry Silver get out of jail? That's okay. He doesn't have to answer that.
Do you want me to answer that? Or?
I kind of don't.
Then I won't.
Yeah, but you've seen the movement to save Silver.
I have. Yes.
Okay.
I've seen the Save Silver campaign.
Okay.
I am 100%. I'm a huge Terry Silver fan, so I don't want him personally to be like left in oblivion.
Sure.
I want him to wreak, whether you call it havoc or whatever you'd want to call it. So
great leadership.
Yeah, havoc or leadership or, is he a mentor? Is he a monster? I don't know.
Right.
I actually do know. But it's, it's a big last episode, and, but we also have a final season, so anything is possible.
That's great. Well, as far as season 6, what's the status? Like, what has happened? We have this writer's strike here that's impacted everything, and we saw the news that production's been shut down. So can you give everyone kind of a status update with Cobra Kai season 6?
Yeah, it's just been delayed like every other show right now. You know, it was weird. Our first day of shooting was like the day the strike was going to be determined. So we knew going into it that was a possibility, but it was only a possibility. So we had to be ready to shoot, the whole season. Now we don't have all the episodes. When we start a season, we don't have all the episodes written. Usually we have a few episodes that are finished, a few episodes that are kind of in an in-between stage, and then a few that haven't been started yet. And that's kind of where we were at. And it's weird to go full steam ahead ready, but then having to hit the brakes right away. But, we were prepared for both possibilities. So, we'll take advantage of the break and, look at it with fresh eyes and try to have it, turn lemons into lemonade with it. But the only frustrating thing is we want to be shooting it. Fans want to see it. We want to see it. So, there's a delay as a result of that, but you didn't know when it was coming out anyway.
Right.
So you don't know, whether it's going to be a delay or not really. So don't even worry about that.
I gotcha. Well, and just so we know, I know there's been a lot of talk about when seasons are released. Is that something ahead of time when you're going into shooting a season, or is that determined later by the distributor like Netflix?
It varies sometimes, and sometimes there's outside forces that change plans. We've had situations where, you're thinking it's going to be a certain release date and then it changes. So, we had an idea of how the final season was, there was talk about that, but we also knew that could change. And, now with the strike, things are kind of up in the air. But listen, it's one of Netflix's big shows, and we've already, kind of gotten into the writer's room on it. So it will happen. It's just, let's just cross our fingers that the strike goes, by quickly, and that there's a good deal for writers so that we can get back to work.
Right. Now, you're obviously a writer yourself. You're a director. You're a producer. You've seen all of these, you oversee all of these elements coming together. You're a showrunner. Actually, you can tell people, what is a showrunner? What does that do? What does a showrunner do?
I feel like it's kind of like being it's like in movie terms, it's like being the director in the sense that you're involved with all the departments for all the episodes. Like each episode has a director that's focused on directing that episode. And I feel like the showrunner's job is to kind of almost be the director, the macro director of all episodes. But that's like, that goes with the production, but that also goes with the writer's room. So like, we're sort of overseeing the writer's room, we're overseeing the production, and then when it comes to post, it's really the editors, who are doing the nitty gritty, but we're overseeing all that stuff.
I gotcha. And so all of those elements that you oversee, how important is writing to that?
Not really important. It's kind of like, a formality, let's just say. You could just, no, it's, for us, I was shocked, like going into this industry, I always just felt writers were the most important thing because, the things that when I fell in love with movies and TV shows, I was always obsessed with who came up with this? Where does this come from? Whose brain did it come from? And Jon and I, when we were friends, we bonded over the fact that we knew, like, the Zucker brothers. And
yes.
Zucker brothers directed Airplane and Naked Gun, but they also wrote Airplane and Naked Gun.
Right.
It wasn't just, we became directors not because we felt, they're the auteurs of art, but because we felt that, we didn't want to write something and then hand it off to somebody. We're control freaks, so we wanted to be there every step of the way. But as far as I'm concerned, especially when it comes to comedy, the writer is so crucial and important. It begins and ends there. And not to take, any credit away from directors and actors. I, direct. You can't do it without everyone. It's a collaborative medium. But all the other all the other people have something to start with. They have a script. Writers don't have anything. There's a blank page. It's the most creative part of the process. That's what I love about it. It's also the most challenging part. That's why we deserve the most money.
That's great. Well, Hayden, thank you for joining me today here on the Picket Lines. Very cool to learn about all of this. As far as Cobra Kai Season 6, you had previously teased that if every other...
Had to crash the boss.
Oh, amazing. Thomas, amazing. You had previously...
He's clearly gotten out here. Like, so we'll see. Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, indeed. But you had previously said that if every other season of Cobra Kai were like a meal, Season 6 is going to be like Thanksgiving.
Right.
Like a Thanksgiving dinner. Is there another tease that you can give us to convey the magnitude of what we have to look forward to in Season 6?
I'll just say, you just feel like you could, each season we try to top ourselves. And the last season was freaking crazy, So it's like, how do you top yourself without it becoming absolutely ridiculous? Well, I don't know. It may be absolutely ridiculous, but if we are going to top ourselves, it's going to be so... the Saikai Tai guy is going to, play a role. And, it's just, it's going to have a lot of what I loved in the big sequels of the 80s. A lot of this, like, kind of big international feel, but mixed in with all the payoffs of stuff that we've set up over the years. So it should be very satisfying. We'll see if it gets made. But
that's great.
Yeah.
We know it will get made. We know it's going to be amazing. And Hayden Schlossberg, thank you so much for talking to me today. And best of luck. And we all hope that the deal can be reached as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Writers. Let's do it.
Thanks, Hayden.
All right.
Appreciate it. Okay, guys. So that was absolutely incredible to talk to everyone from the big three to Thomas Ian Griffith, Alicia Hannah-Kim, all the writers. My goodness, what a day. Hopefully this gives you a nice perspective on what the strike is all about and how important writers are to Cobra Kai and every show that you watch. So thanks for watching today. Thanks for watching my channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.